Afternoon. How is everybody doing? Happy to begin this presentation. Today I want to talk about intentional design. And basically what the question I want to ask you is, do you have a plan for your growth? What is your life design? I literally had a phone call last night with a good friend of mine, Amir Peretz, Krav Maga guy, Israeli Special Forces. He immigrated to this country about, I guess, 20 years ago now. And he said, what does it mean to find yourself? Why does everybody say, yeah, I'm going to find myself here? He's American. Why do you say you're going to find yourself? You don't actually find yourself. You design yourself. You create yourself. You're not going to find an artist in you. You're going to create an artist out of you. You're not going to find your six-pack. You're going to build your six-pack. You're not going to find your ability to be a parent. You're going to create by intentional design. And I thought that was really powerful. So I took it upon myself after hearing him say that to do a little bit of research and watch some videos and do some of my own intentional designing. And some of the things that I learned I wanted to share for you. You know, I used to listen to this guy, Jim Rohn. It's getting really bright. If you see a reflection here, I apologize. There's snow outside. I don't know when you're watching this video. This is one of the reasons why New Jersey is terrible. There's snow outside, and it's reflecting off of the snow. Jim Rohn, he's a guy I really enjoyed listening to. And he says, you have to design your own life. You have to have a plan for your own life, because if you do not, you will fall into somebody else's plan, and the odds are they don't have much in their plan for you. Another way to look at it is you can't wish for a better wind. You have to set a better sail. Okay, so these are all just quotes that I happen to like. So let's talk about the plan that you need to have for yourself, the plan that I'm designing for myself. One is it's got to be clear and expandable. Is it just for you, or does it include other people? You know, very successful people, their plan for growth includes the people around them in their life. And is it expandable? I want you to think of this like designing the plan like a puzzle. Like imagine, you know, you had this really 500-piece puzzle, and you need to put it together, and you reference the front of the puzzle box first, right? When you're building it, you look at the box, what's it going to be, and then you start building the pieces. Well, it's kind of a lot like life. Like this plan is like the cover on a puzzle box, and the pieces are the design of the plan that you're putting together. Another way to put it is you have to begin with the end in mind, right? So for my personal growth, not just as a parent, but as a human being, as a business leader, as an employer, as a coach, I try to look at what other people have in their lives and what they by and large do in order to be successful. And I will say that successful people tend to be very good at relationships. This is communicating. This is connecting people in order to help them get what they want, and you can get what you want. You know, Zig Ziglar said, help people get what they want, and you'll have everything that you want. Number two, they're good with equipping. That is finding the right tools, sharing the tools. You know, it's all about equipping yourself, right? Getting the knowledge, getting the tools. They're good with their attitude. They tend to have a very positive, growth-minded attitude, constructive criticism, honest, humble, integrity, things like that. And then finally, they're good with leadership. They build other people up. They don't hold them down. They don't want to just make themselves good. They want to make the people around them good. And so these are the 4 areas in my life that I want to try and improve in order to get better at my business and parenting and leading other people and all that stuff. And so how do you do that? I think the answers are obvious, but if not, let's say them anyway. Books, podcasts, YouTube videos, internships, colleges, jobs, going to conferences and expos. All of this stuff is where you can get the knowledge in order to get better. Now there are a couple of like bullet points in order while we're designing this plan that we want to keep in mind. And the first one would be priorities. Priorities determine not just what you do, but when you do it, right? What you do, but when you do it. Here's an example. I'm a morning person, but not a very early morning person. As in, I'm not very effective at 5 a.m. I'm very effective at 6 a.m. if I wake up at 5. But morning is where I am most effective. At night, I'm not very effective. That is why at night, you know, past 7 o'clock really is when I do the things that have the least impact on my success as a human being. That's when I'll watch a TV show with my wife, or read the newspaper, or read an article, or watch a podcast, or scroll through Facebook. But in the morning, I'm focused, I'm driven, and that's where I kind of want to be left alone to to accomplish the important tasks. So are you a morning or a night person? Match up the best time of your day with the priorities in your life. So you got priorities. 2, you got discipline. Where are your weaknesses? Now we all have weaknesses. Where are you undisciplined? I'll tell you, for me, I have 2 major weaknesses. I want to please everybody. I want to make everybody happy. I feel like if let's talk about my employees. I would rather them do something because they know it's the right thing to do and they like me. Like, I have this feeling where it's like, they should know that they have to do this in order for the business to be successful because they like me and they want to see me successful. And while that's nice, it's just really not how it works. You really have to take a more proactive approach when it comes to leading other people, in this case, employees. And the other thing for me is I have a really, really hard time with sweets. Man, if sweets are in my house, I'm going to crush them. I have a really hard time with them. And so what do? You have to take steps, intentional steps, to help you deal with your weaknesses. For instance, you could have a hatchet committee. So if you have a hard time saying no to people, you could have a group of people that help you say no to things that are not as important. People that you'll ask. And when it comes to sweets, you could ask the people in your life, like for me, my wife, who shops, not to buy them. It's a message for you, honey. Don't buy them. All growth is not natural, but all growth is necessary, meaning super easy to grow in the areas of our life that we enjoy growing. So let's say I'll use Professor Joe. I'll use Joe as an example. Joe loves jiu-jitsu. Super easy for him to grow in that area because he enjoys it. He enjoys the thing that make many other people uncomfortable. But there are other areas in his life and leadership that he's not comfortable with, and he resists growing, as we all do. I mean, Joe's not special. He just happens to be an example because he's here and I just saw him 5 seconds ago. So all growth is not natural, but all growth is necessary. Design your growth in your weaknesses. Third, a measure. You must be able to measure. Here's what I do. 1 hour of personal growth every day. That's it. And this will go back to the chopping tree analogy in another video if you guys didn't see it. And basically, in order to be successful at something, you need 5 things. You need to know what you want. I want to grow. You need to have the right tools. Reading. Great tool, reading. You have to do it with focus. You have to read that 1 book every day. You can't read 9 books. You can't read a different book every day. You're not ever going to accomplish that goal. You have to be persistent. You have to do it every single freaking day. And that means on your birthday. That means on Christmas. That means when it rains. That means when it snows. That means when you have a death in the family. That means you do it every single day. And 5, you have to do it until it's done. So if reading is what you want to do, you've got to pick a book, and you got to do it every single day, and you got to do it until it's done. Okay. Application. You must do something to grow. You don't go somewhere, you grow somewhere. And grow doesn't come from the excitement you feel after a seminar or watching a video. It doesn't occur from the notes that you took or the highlights in your book. It happens when you apply what you've learned. And an acronym you can use is ACT. And ACT would be what can I apply? What do I change? And what can I talk about? What can you share what you're learning? When you come home from a seminar and you're like, hey, this is something I'm learning, right? This is something I'm learning. This is something you say to somebody else. You want to use that tense. You want to be a fellow traveler. You don't want to say, this is what I learned, you should do this. You want to bring the other person on that journey with you, or have them bring you on that journey. So after a course, ask yourself, what can I apply? What do I change? What do I teach? And the bonus is, what really needs to be applied in my life right away? Where can I use this? Where can I get better faster? Who needs this information? Me, my family, my mentors, my employees, so on and so forth. The last 2 we have are organization and consistency. Organization, can I find the information quickly? If you go to a seminar, if you take a class on nutrition, if you read a book and you write some notes, can you find the information that you learned quickly? Can you access it quickly? Put it in places that make sense. And lastly, consistency. Can I do it daily? If not, why not? What do I need to design in my life? What do I need to change with purpose, with intentionality in my life to make this thing simple, reproducible, and teachable? And so, guys, that's it for today. Those are my lessons. This is what I've been taught. This is what I am learning, that I need to intentionally design my life, and in this case, intentionally design where I'm going to grow. Hope you enjoy it. If you guys have any questions, any comments, please leave them below for people to share so that we can all benefit from your thoughts. Thanks, guys.